Gurupurnachintयै sadaiva kriyayat sasukodbhava dukkha sadaiva chintyam. Gurupurnachintयै sadaiva kriyayat sasukodbhava dukkha sadaiva chintyam. There is hardly any difference between humans and animals. Man breathes air, so do animals. He eats food, and animals do the same. Animals reproduce, and so does a human. In the end, a human dies, and so do the animals. The only difference is that animals cannot think and do not realize that they should devote themselves in the feet of God. The animals cannot decide what to do and what not to do, but a human can, and he can meditate on how to attain the state of completeness, and only the meditation as to how to attain totality can elevate the human life to great heights. Thus, even a common man can achieve the greatness of God. He can realize the divine God who is the basis and true perception of human life. And if we cannot achieve this, even after being born as humans, then our whole life is useless. But these words have been repeated often, even before me, by several great men. What I am saying is hence nothing new. And even those men had said that we should realize the form of God in our lives. I too am repeating the same thing. This statement has in fact been repeated since several thousand years. Then what is the difference in what I am saying? The difference lies between just preaching something and following it. If someone says that one will realize the manifestation of Lord Ram just by chanting Ram, Ram, then this is not possible. If we just wish for food and speak out that may our hunger be satiated, it simply won't. For this, we will have to prepare food and then eat it. Just by chanting a mantra and meditating upon God, we cannot realize the apparent form of God. Through it, we can only achieve mental peace. There is a difference between both these states. If we try to concentrate our mind through meditation and say that we are able to do so, then this is nothing but our shortcoming, our vanity, that we are able to concentrate our minds while the third person cannot. True concentration, real meditation means that we are not aware of our own existence. We should not know where we are or what we are. It is a process of losing oneself completely in divine bliss. In such a state, we should not be able to hear even the noise and commotion around us. And if one feels that he has reached a state where he cannot hear anything, then he should conclude that he is able to concentrate. Otherwise, concentration is not possible. Our sages, ascetics, yogis and the people who have been preaching have said that we should try to go into deep meditation. We should contemplate upon God. We should chant mantras and the name of God. Till now, you have had no apparent experience, and until you do so, just think that you are now 45 years old. Soon engrossed in such thoughts, you shall be 55 years old, and then 70 years old, and finally you shall die. You feel contented that you have chanted the name of Rama and Krishna, and that you have visited temples. But these form only the foundation, the base. We are but common men, and we wish to attain totality. What is this totality? If we do not know what totality is, then we cannot achieve it. If we do not know that we have to go to Connaught Place, or if we do not know where this place is, then we won't be able to reach it. Rather, we shall end up in some other place, say Karol Bagh. We have to go somewhere but we do not know where. The sages, the yogis, have all along preached that you have to reach some place where you will attain peace, but they have not revealed to you the way to reach this destination. When you do not know the way, then you cannot progress in your life. You cannot reach your destination and you cannot realize the true form of God. And when you cannot achieve the manifestation of God, you cannot fuse yourself in the Almighty. Until you do not become one with the Almighty, you cannot achieve the totality of life. This is why it has been said in Ishavasyopanishad that we are complete and can achieve totality only by fusing ourselves in totality, that is God. God has given us a complete form: eyes, nose, ears, hands, legs. There are no physical shortcomings in this form, but it will attain the real totality only by coming together with the eternal totality, that is God. Our bodies in themselves constitute incomplete totality, and you cannot achieve completeness by just listening to my discourses. It is only when you make use of my preachings in your practical life that you shall reach the state of totality, and only on reaching this state will you be able to have the manifestation of God, whom the Shastras have called Brahma, Krishna, Rama, Buddha, Mahavira, and by several other names. When we fuse our souls with His divine form, when we become one with Him, when we become absorbed in His greatness, we shall achieve totality and success in life. Then our life shall become free from old age, ailments, problems, tensions, and then life shall not be able to give more anxieties to us. Because, as I have said in the shloka, that wealth, prosperity, respect, fame, and dignity do not constitute the totality of life. If these things meant totality of life, then Birla, India's topmost industrialist, must have achieved it. He must not be facing any problems. He must be happier than us. For if money is everything, then Birla must have no deficiency in life. I had returned from Mauritius some 15-20 days back, where some yagna for world peace had been performed. Before going to Mauritius, I had met Mr. Birla at his place. I blessed him and asked him if he was fine. He said, "Everything else is fine, but I am facing some financial crisis. Please do something about it, Guruji. Rest is okay." Now, when Birla can be in a financial crisis, then we are always bound to face such problems. Nevertheless, I said to him, "Don't worry, everything will be fine. Other than this, I hope there is no problem." He said, "Well, Guruji, what should I tell you? Actually, I am not able to sleep properly." I said to him, "Well, if you are not able to sleep, spend 2-3 lakh rupees and go and buy sleep from the market." He said, "Guruji, how can sleep be bought?" I said, "When you cannot buy sleep, then of what use is all your money? Of what use is your wealth?" He spends hours lying in the bed without a wink of sleep. At last, he has to take 2 or 3 sleeping pills, and only then does he go to sleep. We are more happy and contented than him. This is because we are able to pass away into deep sleep promptly at 8 o'clock. No amount of money can buy sleep. Money cannot satisfy hunger. Money cannot buy a healthy life, joy, or happiness. A beautiful body cannot be bought with money, and God cannot be bought with it. If you are beautiful and have applied cosmetics and perfumes, this does not mean that you will be able to see God. All these things are in fact useless. Then is there anything through which true joy can be obtained? Believe me, if there is some such thing, It cannot be one of these. For if Birla is in a financial crisis, if he has to spend sleepless nights, then we are better off, as we can at least sleep peacefully, for we do not have so many problems. He always says that he wishes to achieve the realization of God. I asked him, what do you do for achieving the darshan of God? He said, I have had a temple built in my house. I do have a tight schedule throughout the day, but still I do manage to visit it, Guruji. He manages to visit it, and we come and sit here daily in search of true joy. Just think how much difference there is. We come and sit here on our own wish, while he visits it as an obligation. I don't want to criticize him, but I want to emphasize that worldly pleasures cannot grant totality to our lives. They can only offer comforts. You may feel contented that last year you had 4 lakh rupees and today you have 4.5 lakhs. Somehow, by hook or by crook, you have earned 50,000 rupees and then another 50,000. You have till now worn 4 clothes, and now that you have 5 lakh rupees, you should wear 10-12 clothes, for you are now richer by 1 lakh rupees. Earlier, you used to eat 4 slices of bread. Now you should eat at least 10-15 slices. But no, you will always eat 4 bread pieces and wear only 4 clothes, even if you earn 20 lakhs or 50 lakhs. Then what do we achieve from all the troubles we take and all the deceit and dishonesty we resort to in order to acquire wealth? We only get tensions, problems and anxieties in return. We do not achieve totality through this medium. The basic aim of our lives and the lives of all our relatives and friends is to achieve joy and happiness in life. This is what the ancient scriptures, the Shastras, Puranas, Vedas and Upanishads have expounded. There is a difference between contentment and joy, between pleasure and happiness. If you are feeling hot, you buy a fan. What you shall achieve will be comfort and not joy. Joy is something quite different. Joy means that you are able to sleep well whether there is a fan or not. If it is severely cold and you do not have anything to cover yourself with and still you remain happy, then this is true joy, not comfort. Through comforts, you shall only gain pleasure. You have a house with fans, furniture, radio, tape recorder in it, then this is nothing but a life of comforts. But can a tape recorder give joy to you? Can you get joy by flying in an aeroplane? Joy is something else. Joy is generated from within, while comforts are acquired from the outside. You may gain comfort by using a fan. In cold, you can switch on a heater, but what's the use if at the same time you remain in tensions, have a quarrel with your spouse and think, oh God, how did I ever get into this mess? This is not the way to attain joy in life. Joy is something you shall feel flowing from within. A voice will be heard. A thought shall pervade your mind. You shall go into deep trance and you shall attain a fulfillment in your life. Then you shall realize that you have acquired something. And the process of this achievement is true joy. I ask you, if this is not so, then what is the difference between our lives and that of animals? We may feel vain that we have so many worldly possessions, that we are more well off than others, that we are more beautiful. But all this is false pride, and we shall gain nothing from this arrogance.